Martin from Bike Directory here. I just wanted to catch you guys up on what's going on and what has been going on in the last few weeks. I know we wanted to do one of these weekly, but you know what? Time just ran away with itself and we just haven't had a chance. So we're just going to catch you up in a lightning round just because we just want to get through some of what's just happened. So last weekend we had the World Superbikes and Jonathan Ray has now taken the top spot in the championship. He won all 3 races in Portugal, and it turns out that in the last 3 rounds, which is 9 races, there have been 4 different leaders of the championship. So it looks like that championship's going to be quite exciting for a little while. We'll move swiftly on to British Superbikes. They had round 1 at Donington last week. We had 3 different races and we had 3 very different podiums. We had 3 different winners. So Jason O'Halloran won race 1, Andrew Irwin won race 2, and Tommy Bridewell won race 3. Like I say, they've got very different podiums, so those races are even more exciting than the ones in World Superbikes. So you can catch highlights on Eurosport, and for World Superbikes you can catch highlights on ITV4. There are normally highlights on ITV4 for British Superbikes as well. However, I think they've already happened. We were a little slow on getting that to you. Whilst on British Superbikes, we want to send a little shout out to a couple of riders. So in the British Superbikes, we have Storm Stacey. He didn't place as high as we expected him to this weekend, but he, as the youngest rider in British Superbike history at only 16 years old, we're expecting great things to come from him in the future. In British Supersport, which is one of the support races for the British Superbikes, we have Rory Skinner, who took the maximum points he possibly could. They had 2 races and he won both of those. So great job from both of those guys, and we look forward to seeing a lot more from you in the future. The Bempsey Championship was out at Cadwell Park last weekend. It was their I think it was only their 2nd outing this year so far. I think it's their 3rd because they had one before lockdown, because we went to Brands Hatch before that. They have an event on the 1st weekend of September and the 1st weekend of October. If you check our calendar, all of the locations are on there, so you should be able to figure out who's going to be where. Next up, we've got the British Minibikes. Again, we like to tell you every time, we don't follow all of the championships in there because there are just so many. But the Ovale Cup, they had 2 races and they had the same podium for both races. So we had Henry McCourtney, Harley McCabe and Ruben Bray. They placed 1st, 2nd and 3rd in both of those races. At least half of that field have come from other championships. They're all really small guys, and we're hoping that they can all kind of carry on into some kind of more professional sport as they get a little bit older. We'll keep an eye on as many of those guys as we can. Next weekend, or this weekend, so today is the 14th. As we go into the 15th, we have a MotoGP in Austria at the Red Bull Ring. Fab Racing will be at Wilton Mill near Daventry, and the Sammy Miller Museum will be having their Norton, Nosh and Natter on Saturday, and their Smoking to Sammy's, which is a 2-stroke meeting or 2-stroke gathering, on Sunday. I'm not sure if it comes into effect just yet, but they will be following COVID-19 guidelines, government guidelines, which means as of such and such a date, they will be requiring you to wear face masks. Now, I assume you don't need to wear a face mask whilst wearing a helmet. I'm sure they'll figure it out at some point in the near future. As far as events that are happening a little bit further in the future, we have on Thursday the 20th of August, we have the Bike Shed Track Day. I'm pretty sure that's sold out now, so maybe keep an eye on their website or on their Facebook and sort of try and keep up with what's happening with those guys. We have the Malay Mile, which is at Kevington Hall on the 21st to the 23rd of August. That's kind of an inappropriate sort of run what you brung up the hill kind of event that is not really, it's not a championship or anything like that. It's more of a lifestyle event, a bit more fun for people to kind of get a bit more involved with, like the biker community. Last but not least, just on here we have the DGR this year, or the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. Instead of it being like the normal mass ride that it would normally be, it's going to be a solo event. So all you need to do is you need to go to the website, which is gentleman'sride.com, find your localist ride. I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point. I mean, if you're raising money for one of the rides in Australia, you can do, I suppose, but you're supposed to raise money for your localist ride. So for me, that would be the Solent. So I'd pick England, because it breaks England down to England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. So I would select England, then the Solent, and then we'd basically raise money for that particular ride. So you will need to register, and that will give you the ability to raise money for men's mental health and prostate cancer. So once again, if you want to register for that, go to gentleman'sride.com and then you can register to ride. I'm pretty sure we're out of things to talk about, which is great. So if you have anything that you think we're missing or anything you want to add, just send us a message. You can either contact me directly on martin@bikedirectory.co.uk, or you can send me text messages and they ding up on my computer while I'm trying to do a video, which is really helpful. I will text them back in a minute and say thanks a lot, you whatnots. So yeah, if you have anything you want to know, send us a line. We can maybe find out. We can maybe see what's going on. So stay safe and keep riding.